Sidecar racing is an absolutely bonkers sport. Wrestling one of these massive machines around the track is no mean feat, let alone being the guy in the chair hanging on for dear life. I've tried my hand at most dirt bike disciplines, I've dabbled in trials, I've given enduro a go, and I grew up racing motocross. But I've never ridden a sidecar, and I've certainly never been the passenger. If you ask me, it looks uncomfortable, irresponsible, and downright dangerous. So naturally, today, we're going to give it a go. So this is the last discipline that I need to check off my dirt bike bucket list. But I'm not fooled, I know this is a dangerous game. This is a big motorcycle after all, and the consequences can be severe if you get things wrong. The list of injuries that these two guys have been through this year alone is pretty long and properly gnarly. This is the team that will be showing me the ropes today. Individually, they are two of the best sidecar racers in the nation. Behind the bars, we've got 23-year-old Dan Foden, and in the passenger seat, we've got Jimmy Kinge. Today, these two will be showing me the delights of sidecar. They'll be showing us how it should be done before I give it a go myself. I couldn't ask for better coaches on my very first day of sidecar action. Jim and Dan are about to show us how it should be done before I gear up and give it a go for myself. Dan and Jim are actually stepbrothers, both from a sidecar racing background, but they aren't actually currently teammates. Dan has his own passenger, that's Ryan, and Jim is actually looking for a rider at the moment, so if you're in need of a passenger with some serious skills, give Jim a shout. Nevertheless, they look like they make a good pairing to me, and they're about to show us how it should be done. I've got my notepad and pencil out because Jim's about to give me a lesson on holding on for dear life. I think already Jim is showing us how gnarly it is to be a passenger in a sidecar outfit. And we're only halfway through the lap. Things are about to get wild. These boys can throw around this big heavy machine is nothing short of incredible. Standing trackside for this opening lap of action, I started to get a little nervous. I knew my time was about to come. After this demo lap, they'd be coming back to the pits and getting me ready for my first ever ride as a sidecar passenger. don't know what I've got myself in for. I've got to try and do that in this video. But first, I think it might be useful if I go to Sidecar school. So let's pull in Dan and Jim, and they're going to give me a few lessons on how I can maybe try to replicate what we've just seen there. My nerves have just gone. I'm pretty scared now. What are we doing? What you got me into?
Get his boots taped up so his buckles don't get caught on the floor pan or on any of the bits of metal around the bike. The last thing you need is buckles coming undone and your boots falling off.
Apparently you might get dragged along, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time it's happened to me.
Only if we're lucky.
You've got to be places in that.
No.
Why not? You don't need that.
It makes that look really easy.
That leg's doing all the work. Hey, be right, you pick it up. I can do, anyone can.
I don't feel like that's doing any benefit to me.
Go to the extreme, Max. Go see how far you can get off the side.
Like that?
Yeah, no. Is that it?
Do you want your arse further down?
I'm trying.
Always try to sit on your left heel.
Like that.
There you go.
And then you start sliding.
Use that foot, get tucked right over there, then you won't. That's what I was doing.
I think I'm cut
You
out
are
for
so
this.
not getting back on it after you do that.
So you sit your arse there, you take that hand off this time, and you wrap that
So
around
you
down.
move this leg onto here,
Yeah.
and then you
And you're around there like that. Yeah, so then you
Like
wrap that arm around Dan, give him a cuddle.
give him a cuddle like
That's
that.
exactly it. Give him a little squidge up. You're ready to go. Back in the middle.
I'm actually more scared now than when I woke up this morning.
Cuddling men.
I thought Sidecar school would like give me some hope and confidence.
It's all well and good talking about it, like while the bike's sitting still. But
Yeah,
when you're
that's
going
what I'm
over,
saying.
when you're getting smashed around and stuff, you got to do that. It's crazy, right? Yeah.
In a race when there's another dude there.
Yeah.
Like you're going into a corner in a battle, and you're like, yeah, we want to get right over it, and he's here.
Yeah. Get rammed straight up, get run over by everyone.
What would be really funny is if another sidecar with passengers on the other side. Because then you could be slapping each other, being like a proper fight.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so Dan and Jim have showed us how it should be done. They've given us a show out on track and scared the crap out of me. But now they're going to take me to Sidecar school, and Jim's going to give me some pointers on how to be a good passenger. But first, Dan, can you just tell us about the bike? What are we actually going to be riding today? What is it?
So this is a 670cc AMS made in Belgium by Glenn Woodman. The frames are WSP, made in Holland by Daniel Williamson. Completely customised bike, nothing to do with a solo. Yeah, it's a proper bit of kit.
And the motor started out as a KTM 450? Yeah. So this is a 4-stroke, but you have got 2-stroke experience, because obviously our channel has a big 2-stroke following, and you did ride a Zabel last year?
Yeah, 9 years of my 10-year career I rode a Zabel. Made the change to a 4-stroke just due to that being the way that it's sort of going in competition at the moment. But
And how much is one of these going to set you back? Because you can't really buy them off the shelves. You can't go into a dealership and say, I want that one, right? You have to get it all
yeah, well, you have
made
to get
for you, right?
Yeah, you have to get your engine yourself. Probably about 3 or 4 grand for a good used engine, and then maybe another 4 grand to get it converted into a good one. And then you need 3 of those.
And from what I've seen, you need some good mechanical know-how as a rider as well. Like, these things look very complicated to me, and you need to know how they operate to make some quick fixes on the go, right?
Yeah, they are very complicated and can be quite stressful at times.
Yeah.
But
as the rider then, what are you looking for in a good passenger? What are your tips for me?
confidence, know where you want to go on the track, be loose, relax,
No.
don't be scared. Yeah, and just obviously fitness is the biggest one for a passenger, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Great. I asked you this earlier, but do you think what would be harder, riding with a really bad passenger or riding with no passenger at all?
Probably riding with no passenger at all. Well, if you've got a really bad passenger who's going the wrong way around the wrong corners, then yeah,
we'll see. And how much difference do you think a really good passenger makes over just a good passenger?
A massive difference, yeah. Just an average passenger to a good passenger can make you 5 seconds a lap, no problem.
Well, we'll test that theory a little later on in the video. We'll do a lap time showdown, because you know we like to do those. We'll test our lap time against yours and Jim's at the end of the video. And 5 seconds is my goal then. If we can be within 5 seconds, then I've done well, but I'm not hopeful. Let's get Jim in, and he's going to give me some tips from the passenger's point of view. Okay, Jim, you're our expert passenger today. What the hell do I need to do?
Well, you've got to keep the bike stable, so when you're coming into a left-hander, I put my leg round and out and down like this, but you probably want to go new style for yourself. So leg there, come down nice and slow, hand on the back there, and then once Dan gets power back on.
So I'm actually supposed to take my hand off that bar? I think
I don't have to
be death gripping it.
Nah, the looser you are, the more relaxed you are, the easier you'll find it. Otherwise you'll end up just getting arm pumped, you won't be able to hold on for more
So
than
the
5
idea
minutes.
is when we're turning left, I'm hanging out this side.
Left is left.
And then when we
then
go
back
right.
up, sit behind Dan, give him a nice cuddle, drop him behind him, and help him turn right. It's all about the weight placement, keeping him level, keeping him steady.
Any other straight line? What do I do in a straight line?
Straight line, keep your feet spread, keep yourself loose again, so if anything happens you can sort of shift your weight towards, anyway, if you see a bump coming that side, shift your weight that side, and then I'm sure Dan will shout, yeah, let you know what's going on as well.
Yeah, I hope he does. And jumps, there are a few jumps out there.
Jumps, keep your weight level, keep yourself knees bent, and just give it a little tug as you pull off, keep the front end high. And you'll,
so like pull back?
Just a little pull back, keep the front end high, you want to land back wheel first.
Any more questions I should be asking?
Why?
Why do we do it?
Just as long as you're left when he's going left and you're right when he's going right, you'll be sound.
I wouldn't say I was confident at the start of the day, but I am less confident after sidecar school. Let's give it a go. So it's the moment of truth for me then. It's time to put my money where my mouth is. It's safe to say I was feeling a little nervous, a little trepidatious maybe. I wouldn't say I necessarily signed up for this video voluntarily. My old man, Dad, Phil, who you know from the videos, this was his idea. He thought it would be a great day at the track for everyone. And I wonder why he thought that would be the case. I didn't really know what to expect, but I tried my best to focus and remember what Jim had told me. This is me heading out for my very first lap as a sidecar passenger. I was a complete virgin before this day, so let's see if I can even survive one lap and hang on for one circulation of the circuit before we get the stopwatches out. Wish me luck, guys. Let's see how this goes. Sedan started off nice and slow for me to get me used to things. I'd also not been around the track yet today, so I wasn't quite sure what layout of the circuit he was using here at Conquest Valley Motorsport. Ah! Here we go, up the big hill for the first time. Hanging up in here live. I don't know where track he's using. Right?
Yeah.
Big step down. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God, first jump. I'm gonna roll like this.
Then go straight.
Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely not leaning over enough. Bloody hell. Down the hill. Oh, Jesus Christ, a bit muddy down here, isn't it? Oh, yes, I'm sidecar riding.
That's the bit we go off the track.
Okay, so we're going
off here, okay. Go left straight after. So we just join back on it.
Yeah. avoid that hole.
Mind the sink, Carl.
Jesus Christ, this is tiring. Oh.
Soft spot.
Oh. So this was my very first lap, just learning the ropes. After this we had a brief pit stop where Jim gave me a few more pointers before we got back out on circuit and got the stopwatch on this time to see how fast we could go around the track. Dan was stepping things up a little bit here as I got a bit more used to what I was supposed to be doing. Let's see how this goes with the clock on. Here we go then, up the hill. Sidecar school, let's go. Can't see anything. We get up here. Right turn, down the bomb hole. Hang on for dear life now. Whoa! Woo! Steep downhill. Hang on for it, buddy. Whoa! Oh. And in. Tight, tight, tight. Yes. We're sidecarring. Step through. Oh, off-roading now. Up the hill. Another steep turn. This is my least favourite bit. Oh. Here we go. Hang it off. Oh yeah! Hit the jump! Oh yes! Through the deep stuff here. Step through! Oh god! So we're coming round then to complete my hot lap, if you want to call it that. So I do have a lap time in the book then. We'll reveal that a little later on once Dan and Jim have been out for their fast lap. Yeah, do. One more lap. Oh. I was starting to feel more comfortable in the car, in the passenger chair. But as you can see, my energy levels were rapidly decreasing. So let's see how much longer I can hold on for. Can't see! Oh, sorry mate. Oh yeah, call it there. Hold on. Oh man. That is hard work. Oh man. Fair play to Jim, mate. Jesus. One lap in and I feel like I'm going to die. Oh my god, Jim. How the f do you do that?
That's the answer we wanted.
I feel like I'm going to die. Not because it's like scary going that speed, but that is physical, isn't it? How long are your motos? You know,
People don't realise how much effort it takes just a step from there to there to
yeah.
there.
That's way more tiring than riding a motocross bike. That's blown my mind.
You've done quite well though.
I wasn't committing to leaning that way enough, I don't think.
It felt,
I wasn't letting go of the bar.
But it felt safe.
That was 6 minutes, Dan says.
The longest 6 minutes of my life. To be a fair play to Jim and all the other passengers and riders, of course, but that is another level of effort. Like, that's so tiring. One lap felt like a whole race on a normal motocross bike. When we first got here, I was worried about like stepping through into the different positions, like just being able to hang on, but that felt quite natural actually, like when you're working with it, to step through and lean over. But it was just the actual physical exertion of doing that. How many times do you think you step through and back and over in a lap? Yeah, that is like a lot of movement, and you're basically running a marathon in place. The difference a passenger can make if you're not working in concert with the bike and the rider. Like I got tired up there and lost concentration, and I was in the wrong spot, and we just started going completely wrong way, didn't we?
Nearly in the bush.
Nearly in the bush, down the mountain. Fair play, like a whole new level of respect for sidecar passengers. That is gnarly stuff. No, and like that's an empty track with 30 other teams in the race, 29 other teams. That's scary stuff. To be hanging off, that's insane. It's almost time for the Hot Lap Showdown, where Dan and Jim will show us how much difference a good passenger really makes. But first, Dan's found himself another victim. This is Dale, this is his track, and he expressed some interest this morning about having a go in the chair. So we're making dreams come true today. Oh, yeah. Is it still a dream?
Oh yeah.
Much like me, Dale's never had a go on a sidecar before, so it's going to be a baptism of fire, I think, for Dale here. But he looks confident. He's just had sidecar school briefly from Jim, so let's see how he goes.
Do you want to actually introduce the person who actually set him up?
Who? Oh, was it Malcolm's idea? Was this all Malcolm's idea?
Malcolm, what are you going to do at Dal?
I'm going to put him in the chair.
It's like the Green Mile, isn't it? He's going in the chair.
Is it alright? As long as I figure out how to hold on.
So I do have to say a big thank you to Dale and the Conquest Valley Motorsport team for allowing us to come along and film this video here today at their track. This was the least we could do to say thank you to Dale, was to send them out in the chair. The filming of this video was made a lot easier thanks to our friends at Cardo, who provided us with these headsets you can see here. These are the Cardo Pack Talk Edge phones, very high quality headsets here that we use to communicate between us. Myself, Phil, my dad and Dan on the drone, we can talk to each other around the track. You can also use these to talk to your rider on the bike if they've got a Pack Talk set up as well, or between team managers, mechanics, anything at the track. These are a great product. I'll put a link in the description down below where you can check them out. As you can see, Dale's coming towards the end of his lap. Both Dale and I had similar lap times at around 2 minutes 45 seconds. That'll be the time for the boys to beat. Before we send Dan and Jim out for their hot lap, let's just see Dale's review of being a passenger and then talk to Dan.
Okay, Dal.
Wow! That is intense. Your legs kill fast, and the lactic acid build up. You can't grip it. You end up hunched over grabbing it, falling off that way, falling off that way, and then you guys got to do one more lap. Oh, here we go, why not?
I was worried, you actually looked quite good on the drone. I was like, oh, maybe I'm just really bad. Maybe
No.
I'm just like really unfit. And then you made me feel better about myself now, Dale.
Well, I was trying to lift me arm beyond that like that. I was like, oh, come on, just get to the end. Awesome, thank you guys. Thank you.
Well, what's your arm on that? 5 minutes.
That's alright.
They do that for 35 minutes in a race.
Mate, yeah,
The fitness those boys have, that is incredible.
Jim's getting a lot of credit today, isn't he?
well, no, Dan, you're good as well, mate.
Truly, something else.
So I think it's safe to say that I've got a whole new level of respect for sidecar passengers. This sport is hardcore. This is gnarly stuff. What is it about sidecars, Dan, that you love? Why did you get into this sport rather than solos and motocross?
I used to ride solos when I was younger in schoolboys, but through family and everything, yeah, I got into sidecars, and I like the way that it feels riding the bike, that it's sliding around. You can sort of attack it a bit like a rally car almost. Yeah, you can be really aggressive when you're riding it. And then Sidecarcross as a whole is just like a big community. As a working class man, you can go and do world championship level racing. So yeah, that's what sold it to me.
And we were just talking off camera, being the passenger is I still can't quite compute these blokes. They're absolutely mental. But you should say off camera a couple of like fair points about why people get into it in the first place, why they become passengers.
Yeah, if people want to get into a cheap form of motorsport, as a passenger you don't need to have a bike, you don't need to have a van, so you can just turn up and have a go, get on a bike. Yeah, and like I said, and like I said before, the Sidecarcross community, everyone's friendly, and generally once people have a go and go to a few race meetings, they get hooked on it, and then they're there for a few years until they're injured. Then,
because you said basically in a team, the rider is the boss. He owns the bike, it's his truck, and then the passengers kind of turn up to work, hang off the side, try and win a few races, and then go home, not have to wash anything. Yeah, that's usually how it works, right?
Yeah, exactly that. I generally make my passengers take the kit and the helmets and everything to wash them. I mean, a lot of passengers, they do chip in and help out where they can, but again, if you can't, you can always find yourself a ride where you can do as little or as much as you want to, really. As
a sport then, just talk about Sidecar. Is it in a healthy state? Is it growing? How is the sport?
Struggling a little bit in this country at the moment. I think half of our problem is there's no schoolboy sidecars.
Yeah, so you start at 14 racing.
Yeah, in the AMCA and ACU at 15. So in Europe they have kids and sidecars organisations. They're already 5 or 6 years ahead of us before we even get going. And also we struggle for practice tracks. Yeah. Like there's not a lot of tracks that will take us. So again, if you want to get into sidecars, it's not like you can just pop down to your local practice track and find sidecars there. Yeah. The numbers are dwindling a little bit at the moment, but it does generally go through waves. But on the European scene, it's going quite strong.
What about in America? Is sidecars a sport? Is it a sport in America, or is it not a thing?
They do play it a little bit. I have heard that they are trying to maybe incorporate our racing, possibly going to America. I know that another team, one of the World Championship teams, has been over to America riding and done a few press days, so it'd be good to get someone going over there, but at the moment not. And
for you personally, or your team, because it's Ryan, right, your usual passenger. Humphrey, We've had Jim today who's shown us how to do it. Yeah. What is your goals? You're 23, you got a few seasons in the tank, I should think. What's the goal for you?
As a racer, you come to win every year. So that's our goal, you try and win everything. Being realistic, it'd be nice to win a British Championship or a few British Championships. And obviously the long-term goal is to win a world title. So that's what we're going to try and push towards.
Last question then, if you had to sell sidecars to someone that's not tried it before, how would you do that?
It's very dangerous but very fun. So if that's what you want, come and give it a go.
And I would just say, get down the gym first, get on that treadmill, seriously. Dan, thanks so much today, mate.
Thank you very much.
Jim, you're a hero, mate. I don't know how you do it.
There's not a man that I fear. There's nobody here that can stop me. Cause I'm in a league of my own, kid. Y'all can just sit back and watch. They know who I am, they can't imitate. Don't stay in your lane, I'ma set it straight. I'm putting my way to the top. You get in my way, you know that I'm a renovate.
So it's hot lap time for our 2 professional sidecar races, Dan and Jim. 2 minutes 45 seconds is the time for them to beat. Something tells me they're going to be able to manage that. It's just a question of how much faster they're going to be. So leave your guesses in the comments down below. How much faster is Dan going to be with Jim in the chair over me and Dale? Like I said, leave your guesses in the comments down below. So the clock is on then. And already the boys are looking scary fast. Just look at how much Jim moves around in that chair. No hesitation, just throwing himself around, throwing caution to the wind, no regard for his own safety. Jim is an absolute madman. Some of the stories he was telling me on this day were absolutely insane. But I think you've got to have a little bit of that in you to be a sidecar passenger, that's for sure. Once again, we need to say a big thank you to Conquest Valley Motorsport. As you can see, it's very wet out there. It's hard to find the track at the moment here in the UK, but they stepped up to the plate and provided us with an awesome playground for this video shoot. These two guys are absolutely unhinged, sending the jumps on a sidecar. That just does not compute in my brain. We're about halfway through the lap now. How much faster are they going to be? Powering up the main hill here at Conquest Valley. Up and around, Jim hanging off once again, power sliding around that corner. Back down the hill into the wet section of the track. This was so cool to watch them send it around here, locking up the brakes on the gas and up towards the jump. Just a handful of corners left then, and they are still on the gas, absolutely flying at the moment. What a pleasure it has been to see a professional sidecar outfit, or two professional sidecar racers, doing what they do best here today. Oh, sending it a little bit too hard there, boys. Getting close to the edge there. But like I said, an absolute pleasure to see these guys in action here today. Watching it up close and personal was so impressive. Like I said earlier, I've definitely got a newfound respect for sidecar racers. Here they go then, about to cross the beam to complete their hot lap with a lap time of 2 minutes and 1 second. That's nearly 45 seconds quicker than myself. Wow. As always, guys, my name is Max. You've been watching 999 Laser. Big thanks to Dan, Jim, everyone that's helped make this video possible. Dale as well for risking life and a limb out on the sidecar as well. Until next time, we'll see you at the track.